All right, what's going on, guys? I wanted to go over some of the best players in each position, but this is going to be more of the pricier tier. So these are cards that are basically going to most teams. I'm talking about world class. Think of like top 5 in each position is where I've kind of put some of these cards. I've got some icon cards and I've got, of course, team of the years. We're going to skip over the team of the years though, because I think we all know they're the best of the best or some of the best of the best. But let's start. So first of all, I wanted to start off with one of the cards that I have is Dembele. Fantastic card, 500k. Got this card in January, I believe. What a card he was, honestly. The fact they released his card for like 500k is an absolute steal. One of the best cards inside the game. Finishing could be better. Another card I wanted to mention, everyone should have done him. This one I told everyone to wait, but for some reason, no one listens, but that's your fault. But Philogene, what a card. You know, I waited so long, but I got this card in December, early December. Can you imagine getting a card like this, 5-star, 5-star, in early December? Honestly, unheard of. What a card. This guy's going to last me till team of the... Even now, Evos don't even come out to be that level, that standard, if you're asking me. In terms of strikers of choice that I can buy, Ham was very good. I bought her when she was like 2 mil. She's gone up, unfortunately, now. She was very sitting steady at 1 mil, and she's gone up because of this whole evolution chain, and because the evolution buffs the long shots, and because she's got naturally good finishing, she becomes one of the best. If you're looking for a striker, when she was 1 mil, she was one of the best strikers in the game for 1 mil. She can play that cam role as well. And I thought like this card for 3 mil, probably not worth it. Yes, probably not worth the 1.5 mil extra. And to be honest, the 93, to be honest, you could argue as well, is actually not a bad option. But I prefer quick steps. So 5-star, 5-star. And as I said, we're going to focus on top tier players. Mbappe has to obviously be said. I know he's team of the year. I know you don't want to see this, but it's very important that I mention a player like this who's got that ability and got everything as well. Definitely one of the best strikers. Same with Vinny. So I'm not going to focus on this too much. And then we got Salah as well. Another very good card. The only thing with Salah is that I wish he had a 5-star weak foot. I always tend to go with a 5-star weak foot player in striker. That's what like Mia Hamm or like a Cruyff. Someone that can do everything, especially with finishing. It's improved now. I remember before it was bad. Even with finishing now, you can still miss a clear chance. You know this. How many times you've been in the game, you missed a clear chance. So I'd rather spend money and then get a card that's got 5-star weak foot. At least I know I've done everything in my power to score the goal. But Cruyff is, of course, very expensive. There isn't that much choice, so we're going to isolate this to strikers. But I think anyone here, you can see Maradona, Ronaldo. A lot of this would be placed like Marmoush is actually a good card as well. Let's ignore the upgrade. Let's look at him in terms of base value, just in case he doesn't get the upgrades. But a lot of these will depend on playstyle. This is the thing. When you look for top tier players, you know, if you use the power shot, you're going to look for a player with a power shot. If you use, for example, you like to use a quick step and a speed boost, you're going to go for a player like Vinicius Jr. And equally, if you like to do, for example, a finesse shot, you might go with someone like Salah. So these are all the things that kind of take into account as well. But you could argue any of these players that you see on this page are very, very good. And behind this is kind of going to like the second tier. But I'll be honest, anywhere, the top 20 in this page, Bale as well, bit clunky. Of course, Smith, how can we forget her as well? But that's the thing. Play styles really weigh a lot and have a heavy weighting, especially in like cams. So we're moving over to cams now. Bellingham, of course, comes in a bit clunky, so I don't really like him, but still one of the best. Probably a better centre mid than a cam. That's why we put him in there. Alexia probably comes in. To be honest, I think she's priced pretty well. She could be faster. I don't see that much of her. Her defense awareness is a bit of a shambles, but she's a very, very good card. I wish she had the box-to-box plus, then they should have given her that, to be honest, but still a very good card. Pele, I think, is a better cam than a striker. I think he's very, very agile, incisive pass as well. Lacks a 5-star weak foot, but a perfect cam. Obviously, perfect in strike as well, but a better cam for me than any other position. Bon Mati also comes in. She can play that cam and centre mid role. She's actually got a good defense awareness. So if you want the defensive minded one, she's a very, very good card. And then before we go over to wingers, one thing I just wanted to mention, before we go over to wingers, actually, when it comes to cams, there's not that much variety. Now, I would honestly say, apart from the Marmoush, the Rayton, the Palmer, and of course the James are another good cheap performance. If you want a good performance card, this is a card to use. I prefer rating. She's got, of course, the 5-star, weak foot, but most importantly, you're paying for that pinged pass, really. But any of those realistically are good. You know, as I said to you, a lot of this really depends on play styles, and I'm just going to show you the cards that I picked. Hansen goes in. Playstyle somewhat useless, but to be honest, on the right hand side with Rapid and Travella, if you're a mechanic abuser, she has to go in. I can't not exclude her. Ronaldo can play as a striker as well and a left wing. I want to put him in. He should have given him 5-star. Come on, they should have given him 5-star weak foot. What are they doing here? What are you doing? Give the guy 5-star weak foot. Absolute tank. If you like to abuse the meta with height, you know when you lob the ball to a striker, hit it down to the second striker, you like that? Ronaldo is definitely the guy for you. Get the ball to him, he's going to win every header and he's going to destroy everything. Got the power shot and quick step and acrobatic. I feel like they should have probably have given him... Come on, give him 5-star weak foot. I think Son has to go in with being also one of the top tier strikers inside the game. I think he's my favorite. Finesse shot and quick step. Might be one that... This might be like Sonaldo FIFA 17 vibes. I remember like even FIFA 18. Remember FIFA 18 like Son? Oh my god. But those, you know, I'm talking about the player of the month back in the old days. The 17s is where it really said, look, his long pass is dead, but who cares? 4-star, 5-star. Could have 4-star skill moves. But look, ping pass, tiki-taka, got everything that you want. What a card he is. One of the best strikers inside the game. And then we have Eto, which can also put on the left-hand side. I think with his play styles, he definitely lingers on being the best. You're not going to really be long passing with a striker. Let's be realistic. Maybe the left wing you might occasionally, but as a finisher, I think he's got to go up there being one of the best finishers inside the game. Salah we talked about already, and Smith we talked about already. It seems like Footbin actually upgrade their price dynamically, which I didn't know. Bale we talked about as well. Neymar has to go in terms of that cam roll. So Neymar is one of my favorite cards. There's 2 Neymar cards. This one is okay. This one with the pace. Put a hunter on him. I think he's one of the best cards inside the game still, if you're asking me. He just feels so good on the ball. He's one of those unique cards. One of those few unique cards that feel amazing on the ball. Rater we talked about. When we go to centre mids now, Rodri has to go in there. Probably one of the best, if not the best, CDM centre mid inside the game. Speaks for himself. Good defensive awareness. You literally drop a shadow on him, but like there's literally no point, realistically speaking. So you can put a hunter on him if you want to make him a bit more attacking as a box-to-box. Although even then it's kind of pointless. You can even go here with... I wouldn't go Sentinel. You need a pace upgrade. Catalyst if you want to improve a few stats. But realistically, Hunter or Shadow is what you'd be going for more. Matuidi, more of a CDM. But he also goes in there. He has to go in there. This card is absolutely... cracked. 90 sprint speed, 91 defense awareness, intercept and ping pass, the play styles that I would want as a CDM with good passing. McAllister also goes in there as well. Could be faster, don't get me wrong, he could be faster, but I think with 93 sprint speed it's okay for now. Team and season time, maybe you got to think twice. He doesn't have the defensive play styles, but he's more leaning towards center mid than CDM, but he still has to go up there. Lavia is more of a CDM, I would say, as opposed to a centre mid. Can't shoot to save his life, but he's got what you want. Sprint speed, good defense awareness. If you want a McAllister style play, they've still got the decent passing play styles. I think he's a very good option. I always like my CDMs to have pinged pass. And so like my strikers, I like to have somewhat of a tiki-taka, at least a regular or a finesse or a quick step, as you probably know. Centre mids, ping pass is what I'm going for, and good defensive awareness. Jockey playstyle plus for CDMs as well. I think she's very well priced. I think she can play centre back as well. I think had she had 90 sprint speed, she'll be even more insane. I think she's a very good card. I think if you got 1.3 mil, both in, she needs to have full chemistry. That's the only downside. She can be a bit slow. Yes, I'm saying that with 94 sprint speed, because with a card like this, you're expecting the best. Look, I'm telling you, 90 sprint speed minimum is what I'm going with. You can think whatever you want to think. People are saying 85 sprint speed set the ball. No chance. 90 sprint speed. All the pros use 90 sprint speed plus. Even if they're forced to choose a team, they're not using a centre back with 85 sprint speed. Talk about this hero nonsense already. But realistically speaking, with the card list, you want maximum sprint speed. You want 9 because a striker is going to be 99, and now strikers AI is even better. They hold their runs better. When you do an L1 trigger, you're already behind. So you actually want to be faster than your opponent's striker. You got Mbappe in behind, you're not catching him, but she's still very, very good. I would like it to be 97, 98 sprint speed, but she's still fine with that. But you can probably put a catalyst on her, to be honest. Probably don't even need that, but very, very good card, no doubt. Matuidi we talked about already. McAllister talked about already. Mateus comes in. No defensive real playstyles. I would want a jockey playstyle plus. Unfortunately, there isn't any jockey playstyle plus really CDM. So let me just show you who I'm looking at. Unless you're doing what I've done, and I've basically evolved Kunde, and I'm gonna put a block on him. Basically, I've done the the playstyle thing that came out yesterday. Gonna put a playstyle plus block on him. He's gonna be absolutely cracked. When I put 99 dribbling on him as well, he gets that agility and balance, and he gets a sprint speed boost as well. If I don't do it, because I'm not my main account, I can mess around this one. As you can see, no one's got jockey playstyle plus. One of the best cards I have again is Eden Militao. Honestly, the guy's insane. For those that followed what I said, you would have got the version with the jockey playstyle plus and the pinged pass. I think honestly he's one of the best centre backs I've used. The only thing that lets him down is the sprint speed and acceleration. Should be faster, could be faster. Sprint speed carries it a lot. One of the best cards I've used. I think the only other card that I liked in my team instead of him was I liked Tonali as well. The other jockey playstyle plus. Who else did I like instead of him? There was someone else that I liked instead of him. Archie Gray. Only other card. But his defensive awareness is probably slowing down a little bit now. Playstyle's not the best. He had the regular jockey and the passing playstyles. But from a defensive point of view, but he's probably gone out of the way. This guy's been extinct for ages. Probably a bit too slow though, to be honest, if you're asking me. Nah, he's too slow. But you can see no one really got jockey playstyle plus. So I've already chosen these makeshift players. Van der Ven, I'm going to put him as this. He's going to play as a 83 rated only, by the way, honestly. But I'm going to put him as a CDM as well. I've actually got quite a few. Like you can see on this account, I've got so many evolution cards. I've got quite a lot of cards I can play CDM, to be honest. This Gavadio can play centre mid. But yeah, I'm using realistically, and then I've got Gomez, which I'm doing as well. His pace is a bit slow, but that's another card as well, not a bad option. But you can see there wasn't that many cards available, so I've made my own cards. This is why evolutions are so important. Alberto has to go in. I wish he had a bit better defensive playstyles, but I still think he's very, very good. The way I'm still doing it is playstyles and stats I weigh equally, but stats are still more important. Hear me out, okay? Unless you're going with a cam, so like I've got this Wanyeri card, for example, and Wanyeri, this card was one of the best, right? You know, people saying he feels a bit fraudulent. I kind of feel that way as well sometimes, I won't lie. Maybe he's just hypothetical and perception and just I'm being a bit biased, but he's crazy. But if I need a tiki-taka playstyle, I'll put him in cam. But do I want a cam with a tiki-taka playstyle who's got like 80 sprint speed? So when I'm looking at a player, let's say, for example, I look at this Olmo card. 88 sprint speed is fine, but like, by the way, this is the card that I'll pick. Out of them both, I'll pick Olmo. But look, tiki-taka playstyle plus, let's isolate this to cam. We've honestly not got that much choices. This is, but like, let's say, for example, Fowler, she's actually very good for her price. But let's say, I don't know, I choose someone like Abilene, okay? Bad example. Am I really going to use someone 80 sprint speed in cam? The only exception was if I was abusing tiki-taka every single time. So like if I was going to do a long ball, for example, all the time, I may consider, for example, not that one, this one over here. Who's talking about? Xabi Alonso. sorry, if I was going to abuse long ball every single time, I would choose someone like Xabi Alonso. Yes, there's probably a better player out there that you could argue, but like a lot of these cards, like I'm not going to spend, well, I thought Bruno was a bit more, but Bruno's actually not a bad card. But let's say someone really expensive, I'm not going to spend that kind of money on that card when Xabi Alonso has a bit of everything. You see, Xabi Alonso has got the sprint speed and defensive awareness and can do the long passes. So when I am choosing cards, I'm taking these all into account. I'm not just isolating just playstyles and saying that's the most important, because I'm not going to use a striker who's got 50 finishing with a finesse shot playstyle. And equally, I'm not going to use a cam that's got 90 sprint speed with no playstyles, although I can get away with it. So I would probably say the weighting of stats is still more important than playstyles, but playstyles is a close second. But the reason I'm saying is I'm not going to use a defender who's got, if I had a choice between a defender that's got all the playstyle, let's say for example, I don't know, Renard, right? Let's say for example, in theory, she had 70 sprint speed and she had everything 99 here, and she had, let's say, everything playstyle plus. Even in that extreme situation, I'm not going to use it because she got 70 sprint speed. So find that appropriate balance of, okay, can I get a card that's got at least the pace that I want, minimums, and then the playstyles on top is like the cherry on top, whatever you can. That's the way that I'm doing anyway. Right backs, Walker probably goes in being one of the best. Eder Militao, one of the best centre backs inside the game, but can play left back as well. Cafu goes in as well. Jockey playstyle, you know, one of my favourites. Carvajal also goes in. Probably not worth spending. You don't really want to spend a mil on your right back and your left back, to be honest. Especially not Cafu level. You know, just go with Carvajal here, unless you got them. And like spending a mil on your left back and right back is insane. The only way you would do it is, let's say your team is complete. Let's say you got 40 mil and the rest of your team is done. Then okay, of course. But if you got like a 2 mil team and you're spending 1 mil on your right back, unless he's untradeable, wasting your time, focus on what's more important. She's also very, very good as well. Jockey playstyle as well is why I chose her. Romaldo, actually not a bad card either with a quick step. And then his bronze card, I'll be honest, I looked at her and I was thinking, what? There's a few other cards as well that, you know, this Baku card is also a very, very good card as well. Everyone's talking about it. Thuram is also another very good card and play centre back. This Araujo is better than this one, so get this one because it's cheaper. Don't worry, the masses don't understand why, but it's literally because that jockey playstyle plus. So yes, who cares about the chemistry that you're getting here? This Araujo is literally cracked 90 sprint speed, defense awareness. I've used him. I can vouch for him. Him and Rule Breakers Kunde. Obviously, BVD has to come in being one of the best centre backs, since we're going to centre backs now. Saliba, of course, up there. Yap Stam, I think, is top 3. I think just behind that, I have Yap Stam. This Haaland card is very, very good as well, although I would want like a jockey playstyle. The other player that probably put them with them is the Maldini card as well, although his sprint speed, maybe you could argue, slightly slow, and the lack of defensive style, some of them like block and bruiser, maybe a passing one, could also influence it. And 2.5, maybe not worth it. Eder Militao, probably the better option here. As you can see, for 90 sprint speed, 1.5, and at least got some passing. Kunde comes in because the guy's just cracked. I mean, you've seen, I've got my Kunde card. This is the thing. EA have done such a good job at evolutions. Like, the game has become less pay to win. I can't believe they've done this. Maybe this is the reason why they lost 7% of market share. I mean, the revenue's gone down as well, and their shares went down because I'm thinking, you know what? These evolutions, they made them too good. And there's less incentive for you to spend money inside the game. So maybe we should enjoy it now, because I think maybe they might get rid of this kind of level of evolutions. But also equally the kind of spamming evolutions here. But you know, this is just insane, this card. I mean, I've done him. I've got him with the 2 defensive playstyle, which are the best for me, are the jockey playstyle plus and the block playstyle. And I've currently evolved him, so he's eventually, let me see if I can show you quickly. He's eventually gonna get, look, he's gonna get, look what he's gonna get. He's gonna get the 2 of the best playstyles in the game. Then I'll put him into that strategic shift or whatever it is. The guy's gonna be one of the best centre backs in the game. The only thing that lets him down really here is probably obviously sprint speed, but like maybe you could argue defense awareness could be a bit higher. But to be honest, because of how good he is, the only thing he never had was a plus plus, which he's gonna get with the strategic shift or whatever it's called. That evolution. What am I like? These are new ones that come out. What's it called? Strategic shift. Defender plus plus. Yeah, backline boss. Sorry, this is the one. So I'll put him in backline boss. Let me just go on, since we've gone a bit off topic here. So we'll get, as you can see, we'll get, the only thing we won't get is block. Oh yeah, we will get, so we'll get block. You can see, look, block, playstyle block. So block will be the, oh no, sorry, intercept. But no, sorry, getting confused for a second. What was that? I was thinking twice and I was like, no, I'm right. But then I misjudged myself. I didn't trust myself. So yes, sorry. Intercept, as you can see below, anticipate. So he's going to get the intercept. The only thing I don't get is bruiser, which I generally think is overrated if you're asking me. I wanted to do that bloody other evolution where you would get that, but you just couldn't. But anyway, yeah, so I think he's going to be insane once he gets that intercept. And he's already got rapid as well, which is so important. And he's got quick step, which is so important, and aerial. So honestly, he's probably one of the best centre backs I've used in the game. In terms of goalkeepers now, so Van der Sar probably comes in here. I think for an icon goalkeeper, rush out, so important. Martinez comes in with footwork and rush out. I think he's the best goalkeeper in the game because saves with feet is actually very important while you're rushing out. And equally, Casillas is also very, very good as well with the far reach and footwork, and he's got the regular rush out. He's probably got all the play styles. It's very hard to get all the play styles. Like I'm just going to show you something quickly. Like let's say for we go play styles here, and let's say we chose them all. You can see, look, realistically, hang on. Now, this is showing. It's not showing all of them. So it does. You have to mark them as get rid of this. You can see the only person really has it is that that Casillas card. He's got the plus plus, far reach and footwork. So I think if you've done him, one of the best. This Casillas, okay. Yashin probably goes in, 6'2", slightly on the short side, but still very, very good with far reach and regular rush out. Buffon, I see a lot of pros use him. I think he's a bit overhyped. Far reach, it does help, but I don't think it's as good as people make it out to be. It doesn't really stop finesses, but it can help in specific Traveller situations and long shots. I think that's one of the benefits. If there was a goalkeeper with far reach, playstyle plus, so if they had this and they had the combination of that, so like kind of like what Casillas has, but they had far reach and rush out, you're talking about the best goalkeeper of the game, but maybe that's what they've not released them. Courtois, not a bad option either. And I don't know why I've got this card loaded. I packed him in Rival Rewards. I wanted to see his price. But that is basically it. That is basically some of the best players you can get inside the game. I wanted to go over some of the best in each position. There's a few cards that I have omitted, like the obvious ones, like R9. We all know is one of the best cards inside the game. A few of the obvious ones, I wanted to include the Team of the Years, but a few of the obvious ones I've left out. Puskas is a very, very nice card as well. Lamine Yamal is very, very good. Tchouameni is okay, probably a bit slow, but his Endrick card is also very, very good. Which actually I forgot about the Endrick card. But I've left out a few of the obvious ones, and maybe I didn't. Maybe I just missed R9. Well, I had the list, but anyway. But look, I've gone with top 5 in each position. Hope you enjoyed this video. A bit of a long video, but I just wanted to go maybe with my top 5. The one thing I don't like about R9, by the way, and the one I don't like about Nazario is that I'd rather... This is me. I think this is actually a lot of people, actually, not just me. I would rather have someone like Mia Hamm because she's very agile on the ball. And I think when I compare, for example, Ronaldo to Mia Hamm, let's do the cheaper version. I like this new upgrade here, so you can see the difference. So you can see Mia Hamm, she's got a bit more play styled as well. She's got rapid as well, which is important. And then she's got the power shot. And like, even let's say when we compare it to Ronaldo, the big boy Ronaldo, you can see, look here, the pace is basically similar. Okay, she's slightly slower, but the finishing, okay, look, don't get me wrong, you're paying triple amount of money, but yeah, the chemistry style can boost it. I think with a hunter, she's fine. Like, if you're asking me honestly speaking, like with a hunter, she's getting almost near maxed out finishing and sprint speed. So that's, I'm not too concerned about that one. And then like when I'm focusing on the passing, Mia Hamm's got better passing, so she can play that cam role as well. And then in terms of the agility and balance, the agility and balance are the most important thing realistically. And you can see Ham wins that. Defending, who cares about that? And then physicality wise, you could argue R9 wins because of his actual height and presence. But Mia Hamm's got 92 stamina, 84 strength, and 70 aggression. So the thing is, and by the way, accelerate types only affect acceleration. I'd want most explosive. And the body types, by the way, I'll tell you another myth as well. Body type just an amalgamation of stats, basically. But she's 5'5". So she's able to maneuver very quickly. That's why I would lean towards someone like Mia Hamm. In fact, like, if you look at although this is like my content creator account, just have a look at some of the players that I have in my squad. They're all very agile players. The only other option is his Rashford card, which is the cam. The only reason why I have him in. But Philogene, like you can see, like everyone, you can see the recurring thing. They're very, very smooth. You know, they're very, very smooth in terms of their height. 5'10" is really the max. Tonali's the only exception because he's a CDM. And then the back line, of course, like Militao, and then like the goalkeeper. I'm just using Czech there for now. Ignore Czech. And obviously that's a free card. 6 foot. Son is the only one that I've gone the furthest. But you can see a lot of the players that are very tall, apart from the centre backs, they don't really make my team too much. So like I'm only veering towards like 6 foot. I'm not really going any higher. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it easy and catch you next time. Peace out.